Nintendo, the Nintendo 64, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS, and of course the PlayStation 1. These emulators are virtually lag-free and just have the best user interface available for any emulator out there.
Alright, so the first application I'm going to show out of all the emulators is the Game Boy Advance, just because it's first on the list. This one's called My Boy. I'm using the free version of the application. There is a paid version with no ads. There's a couple more features you can actually do with the application, things like that. It basically unlocks all the features. It gives you 100% access to the application. So let's go into it. I'm going to show you why I think this is the best Game Boy Advance application there is, and one of the top 5 emulators there are for the Android device. Now, as you can see here, the layout is actually portrait mode, but if you want, you can actually do landscape or vice versa if I'm saying it wrong. But as you see here, when you turn your phone sideways, the screen would actually, go to that orientation, but you can actually customize the controllers so that it's to your liking. You just go to video. Sorry, I hit audio. Go to video. Go to screen size, and now you can actually move the screen to wherever you want. So if you want the screen on the bottom, controls on top, you can do that. You can actually move all the buttons around to wherever you want. You can size them to whatever size you want. So if you don't really have to use the L and R button as much, you can minimize them to as small as possible, make all the other buttons bigger. Of course, you switch the phone around. Now you could make it so that it's just whatever you want. It's 100% customizable, which I like. You could go into the settings and you can actually change the settings so that the rendering is a little lower for lower end phones, but I'm running this on the Galaxy S4, so it runs smoothly as possible. You can also run this on tablets, and it's just a joy if you have a gamepad, or you can actually plug in your PS3 controller to your tablet and you can actually play these games. So the next game I have is the Nintendo 64 emulator. This one's called Super N64. It's just an N64 emulator that's out there. This is a free version. I'm not sure if there is a paid version, but this application's there. You could go into the description down below under the like button. You can check it out. I have a link straight to the Google Play Store where you can check it out. So what I like about this is it's just like the Game Boy Advance emulator, where it's simplistic. It doesn't have anything that's basically just gonna make you wonder, what the hell you're doing, because there are a couple of emulators out there where you just don't know what you're doing. I believe this is the same emulator that's used on the Ouya, if I'm not mistaken. And as you see here, it has all the buttons like that of the Nintendo 64. As you can see, there's virtually no lag. It runs smooth. And if you want, I believe you could go into the settings and actually change a couple things so that it will run on a lower end phone. So the next emulator is the Nintendo DS. This is actually an emulator that came out not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken. It's actually the only emulator that I know of that has no lag on the Galaxy S4. Every other Nintendo DS emulator I played lagged incredibly. It's got probably like 24 frames per second. The FPS is just horrible. With this, I'm hitting 60 per second, I guess, and this is the best Nintendo DS emulator there is. I'm actually running a free version of the game that allows you to play for 20 minutes before actually buying the full application. The application is $7 in the Google Play Store. It's a little much, but it allows you to play any Nintendo DS application game out there that you want, and it's worth the money. So let me try to go into the menu. You can actually turn the orientation. I guess it actually doesn't do it, but I am 100% sure I was actually using the full version before. You could change it so that it's landscape like this or whatever, and you have the two screens instead of side to side like this. You can actually change it so that it's just one full screen, and the touch screen's over here on the side. There's so many different possibilities you can do with this application. I guess the free version doesn't allow you to do everything, and as you can see here, there is virtually no lag. So the next one is the Super Nintendo emulator. This is Super GNES Lite. This is the free version. There is a paid version that allows you to save at any point in the game that you want. It also is ad free. This one I believe is ad supported, and I can't save wherever I want. I can only save in game where possible within the game. So let me try to get this to scan my games. This is another reason why I actually like this application, is because as you see, everything is just plain out there. It shows you all the settings. It's easy to read, easy to understand, and that's why I like all of these applications. It's also very simple for it to find games. As you see here, scan for games. Would you like to scan the SD card for games? Just press OK. And as you see there, Super Mario World just pops up. It actually has the cover art and everything. That's why this is my favorite part of this application, which I love the most, is that it actually brings up the cover art. So just press it and it should go right into it. It gives the original Super Nintendo look, feel, controller to it. You can also switch it to the side and the buttons will go into a transparent look, but I believe it's just best to play like this. No lag, no nothing. It's just all these emulators are 100% lag free. Now for my last application, it's FPSE, which is the PlayStation 1 emulator. This is the only emulator that I know of that I will actually play the games without any lag. I played a couple different games, Mega Man, I played Final Fantasy, but it's just, of course, with the PlayStation 1 games, there are massive files, so they do take some time to download. I'll have a link in the description down below where you can actually check out a site where they have the ROMs for the games. Of course, I only did this for entertainment purposes to show you the best emulators out there. I actually do own a real copy of each of these games. That's why I'm showing you these games. I own the actual copy, so only download ROMs that you own the actual copy too. So I'm going to show you. Go into the games, Tekken 3. As you see here, the cinematic scene, there's no lag at all. It's Tekken. I haven't played this game probably since 1999. This is an old game. As you see, no lag at all. This is the FPSE PlayStation 1 emulator. This is actually not a free application. You actually have to purchase this application. I'm getting my ass kicked. Oh, I won.
Alright, so there you go. Those were my top 5 gaming emulators for any Android device, which I essentially think are just the best for any smartphone or tablet running the Android OS. Leave a comment in the section down below what you think about them. Also, give this video a thumbs up and a fave, helps me out a lot. Subscribe to my channel, keep up to date on all things Android tech, and for more videos like this one, and I'll see you on the next. Peace.